is Audits America. We're going to be doing another First Amendment audit conducted to see if they respect our right to record in public and in public places. That's for Casey Camera Boy right there. We'll be back live here very soon.
I don't have much. I normally give accurate training hours that we can do for the month, but it's been so much I lost count. I don't have an accurate number this month, but the volunteers have been on the ball. I am very proud. I'm talking. We had the 7 members to attend training Monday through Friday at LSU last week. Turn around on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday after going to training during the day. Turn around and did night classes out here in the fire district. So I'm very, very proud of that. The new truck is on its way. Still got a estimate delivery date in October. 221, the water bug. I think it's been its last day. They got it started, they killed it again, haven't started again. Since then, they had like 3 mechanics to look at it, all of them saying the same thing. You're gonna have to rebuild the whole engine. I don't see us putting any substantial amount of money into that 1970-something fire truck that was. So I'm in the process of looking for a used tanker. A newer used tanker, actual fire tanker that we can look at trying to purchase prior to PIL getting here in October, hopefully, because we gotta have 2 tankers running, and when they get here, we're supposed to pull both of our tankers to do a water shutter. Right now, we only have 1, so that's gonna hurt us a good bit. But they have been nice to us so far. And I figure we probably can get at least a used tanker here to replace that before they get here, and we probably be able to use it in its place. A lot of renovations going on at the station. While the doors have gone. So the lounge room for the duty guys and the members to be able to have someone to lounge around and stay for like a hurricane, and for our person that we have the 24/7 to have someone to stay to get out of the actual training room. He's gonna start on that tomorrow. They haven't done it in 2 weeks. Wow. The goal was to beat the first hurricane. So hopefully we don't have any this year, but just in case, we gotta have some of our members to be able to be comfortable and stay for however long they're gonna have to be here. Anything else we want to do? Most of the maintenance that's going on at the station, replacing the doors, the painting, the putting the floors down. Our volunteers take their own personal time to do this, so we won't have to pay anybody to do it. So from the floors getting put down to the building getting painted in the near future, anything that we can do to save the district money that we can do ourselves, we go ahead and do it instead of paying a substantial amount of money for somebody else to do it. So we just been buying the material, and that's plus going to training every week. So we have lucked up. We have something that most fire districts don't have, most departments in the state of Louisiana don't have, and that's a very, very strong volunteer staff. I don't have to do nothing on calls. That's the fire chief. They handle it. I just stay back, let them do their thing. We have about 6, 7 people show up on just a medical call. Yeah. It's to the point to where the other fire districts, now it's kind of funny to me, when they wanna do a class, they call us, say, hey, can you get your members to come to the class? Just so they can have the numbers they need to give the class, because they know we coming in full force.
Excellent.
Only one and 416. I like how it was 1 and 416 Wire Road.
That's us, anyway, moving right along. I do have one more thing. We caught a call back in March 25th, and it was a young man that was down in the middle of Robinson Street. I wasn't there, but the amount of phone calls I got for that call, and the one thing they had in common was they had a young man out there that pulled energy from a place that I wouldn't be able to pull from myself. He assisted the fire department in doing chest compressions, CPR, the whole time that they were out there. They was out there for at least an hour. Then, to come to find out, like I said, I'm still trying to get to know everybody in Morganza. So, the reason why everybody was calling my phone, because they was like, Chief, how did he do that? Like, we do chest compressions all the time, you know? What you mean how we do it? We put the hands on the chest, and we start pumping. But what they meant was, how did he do that on his own body? I wouldn't be able to do it. I'll be in a corner, y'all be picking me up somewhere, you know? So, I wanted to call this young man here today to present him a certificate of appreciation from Fire District 2 for doing activities that I don't think anybody else could have done on their parent. You know, I wouldn't be able to do CPR on my parent. And Mr. K1.
Congratulations, young man.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
You did a good job.
Real good job. I know from personal experiences. I came up in the fire department in New Roads, and my family's a big family. So I ran calls where it involved my family. Unfortunately, it involved death in my family, and each time I'm like, what do I do? You know, I just go blank. So, and that's me as a professional. You know, I do this for a living, you know. And for this young man to be able to sit there and pull this energy, and if you didn't know him, you wouldn't know that he was doing chest compressions on his father, because it's just like he was doing it just to help. But that's some energy that I wouldn't be able to pull it. So, we thank you.
Thank you, young man. Thank you, sir.
That's all I got for tonight. Oh.
Remember those 2 bids on the fire truck. All the banner.
The fire trucks that we bid out, we got 2 bids on them. I guess we're gonna go ahead and open them up. Mr. Trayvon Smith for the, as you just say, fire truck. You know what fire truck he did?
One is the Ford 1968 Ford, and the other one is a 1969 GMC. The minimum bid on both, for the record, is $2,000 each.
2,000 each. He must have bid more.
Okay.
I got a call back from him, but he bid at $2,050.
Okay.
Ooh, I never was good at opening up there.
I'm not 100% sure. We'll see what this one. I think this is the Ford.
Robert Smith, what you want to say?
On the name. And how much is that?
210.
And on the GMC, the bid is 210, and that's the only two I got. Anybody else receive any bids? That was it.
No, $2,010.
2,000.
The minimum bid was $2,000 per.
Well, they were talking about the cop car, they said people bid on the only bids they got one of the minimum bids.
Yeah, yeah. Real genius. Okay, so for the record, I mean, that's all we need.
Right, so I guess,
You'll be awarded.
we're gonna award them the bids, and, we'll call and see what, oh, he
What's
got
the
four.
name?
He got four on
Yeah.
there.
Sorry.
That's Robert Smith.
Copy, there were some other units going around as well.
In the street.
Ford was 21.
2050 and 2010. 2010 for the Ford, 2050 for the GMC.
So Robert will get the Ford, and
Yeah.
Okay, do we have a motion to accept the bids?
Yeah. I'll make a motion.
I second it.
All in favor? Okay. Bids are accepted. And,
you gonna miss him, chief?
I'm gonna miss that GMC.
That's all I got for his chief report.
Next thing on the list is,
Well, I'll put sheriff.
Yeah.
But on behalf of Sheriff Thibodeau and,
Sheriff Thibodeau is out of town, out of class, a conflict, so myself and Ms. Cole, Lieutenant Carla Bowie, have to sit in for him.
Okay.
To give the presentation on the 911 Communication Center, requesting the funding, supplemental funding that the 5 districts and the municipalities assist with the funding on. Let's see here.
and if there's not enough, I can share with you. Okay.
Okay, what I passed out to y'all is the annual budget for the 911 Communication Center, operating budget, reviews are projected for 2021-22. This particular mechanism of funding was established about 10 years ago by the previous administration for the financing of the 911 Communication Center. We met 2020, the 911 committee was not able to meet at all because of the coronavirus. We was able to meet last Wednesday, a week ago, with the 911 Communication Committee to discuss some future mechanisms of funding that will. So we want to come back to the fire departments and municipalities every year asking for assistance. What happens is we come in the middle of y'all's budget year, and you never know exactly how much we're requesting, so it kind of throws you off kilter because the funding changes from year to year. So to make a long story short, hopefully next year we have a little more concrete way that they're going to fund the communication center. They're looking at what they're going to do. We probably establish a committee for the next couple of months, or next 6, 7, 8 months to just see exactly what direction they're going to go with that. Because communication center is getting older, the equipment's getting older, so much needs to be replaced, upgraded, very expensive to run and operate. So the cost is going to continue to increase. So this is what our projection is for this year's budget. You will see the first column, to operate the communication center, $922,697 to run the communication center. That's employee salaries, benefits, and just the basic upkeep. The projected revenue that we're going to generate from the 911 surcharges, the cellular ID charges, is $291,000. Okay, which leaves us $131,697. Okay? At that point in time, the police jury kicks in $72,000 to assist with it. The hospital district board puts in $120,000 to assist us. So that leaves us with a total amount of $439,697 left in fund. And that's where the municipalities and the fire department comes in to help subsidize that amount. The sheriff's office, New York City of New York, Town of Forest, Livonia, and Morganza, they will cover 60% of that $439,000. And the way they figure that percentage is by the population served. So for the sheriff's office, they will pay $174,120, 66%. City of New Roads pays $55,402, that's 21%. And Town of Fort Roads will pay 4% at $10,553. Town of Livonia will pay 6%, that's $15,829. And the Town of Morganza will pay 3% at $7,915. That's for a total of $263,818. Okay? And then the remainder of the 40% is funded by the fire districts. And the way they figure the percentage for the fire district is about the amount of call volume. Okay? So fire district 1 is 14%, they paying $24,623. Fire district 2 is at 5%, $8,794. Fire district 3, 17%, $29,899. And fire district 4, 25%, $43,970. And fire district 5 at 39%, at $68,593. That's for a total of $175,879, which makes up to $439,000. So that's the way the communications is funded. So I guess y'all's percentage, Ms. Lisa, was what? Fire district 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Right.
$8,794.
That's pretty close to what it was. I mean, every year is basically about the same, a little bit of an increase, but not that much, right? I mean,
Yeah, let me see what you were last year.
Call volumes today is 210
we've been
as
pretty,
of last month, so.
yeah.
Is there a way that,
Do it.
is there a way to explain the population surge description in there? Or how is that broken
By
down?
the census,
So they take it by census and then that, okay.
so if you have any questions, I'll be glad to entertain. If not, Ms. Caller, if you have any for her, Ms. Caller's operations supervisor there.
You know, we 100% support. Always have. We need our communication center, right?
So I guess, what we would need, Ms. Lisa, is just I'm gonna approve the authorization for the chairman to sign the intergovernmental agreement.
Yeah, yeah. You have it with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all wanna,
This is for Mount View right here.
okay. I'll take the invoice once y'all wanna go ahead and motion.
Make a motion.
Mark made a motion to accept.
This will be the contract.
Actually, he can sign it tonight, right, while y'all are
Right
here?
here.
Okay, and that way you don't have to,
2 copies, one for y'all and one.
okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
'cause they always ask for a copy.
And I'll get that to you.
And we thank y'all for y'all support, and hopefully maybe next year we can have a little better funding mechanism or some ideas what direction they're gonna go.
How y'all doing?
All right. Hey, how you doing, man?
All right.
Doing all right?
Oh, yeah.
And, any problems, any questions about the communication center, y'all feel free to call Ms. Caller anytime, because she'll get right on it. She's done a very good job the last year, so.
Alright, this is mine.
That's it?
I think so. We lost half of our, And sir, will you sign that please, so I can take that to the bank tomorrow?
All right, Ms. Lee.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
guys.
Thank
Good
y'all.
seeing
Thank
you.
y'all. Good seeing you.
I have a package for you.
You also.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm gonna be right on it. I'm gonna be right on it too.
All right.
Just name your price.
Doing all right.
Thank you, Daddy.
All right.
Got it, Ms. Carl?
All right. I have one thing for y'all. Everybody else can sign. I got Mark's. Tomorrow, we go in direct deposit, you know.
Look, I'll call you. If you,
All I need is your routing number.
I got it.
Look, you
I
can,
thought about it when I got halfway.
That's
through,
okay.
and I said, shh.
if we miss it this time, we not.
Or give me, you got a paper?
I do.
I'll drop it off.
That's your daddy's.
I'll drop it off to you in the morning.
You can put it in the Dropbox if I'm not
Okay.
there.
All right.
All I need, I don't need the top filled out. All I need is the,
Yeah, just
Regions Bank, People Bank, whatever.
Yeah. account
And then
number,
the routing number and the account number. I don't need a voided check.
All right,
or
I'll
nothing.
drop it to you in the
Same
morning.
thing.
Yeah, just come in next week, and we'll just, we're gonna cut it off in the main room, and yeah, we'll do
First
some,
number.
do some, we'll put another line. Yeah.
What I'm gonna do
It's
is-
like three whole things you gotta do. What's up? Yeah, we're gonna get it next week.
Can I get your account number?
I don't know. Go to the main line.
I can come see you for that. But,
What he said that.
I can get through, every bank has their own routing number, so your bank, what do you bank? Okay, so I know Regions' routing number, I just need your account number. And what we'll do is, we went live with the workers, so we already started that. And at the end of the month, instead of your little $27 check, and you just gonna go in your account.
Yeah, forget it. The check not call for the
She don't,
money.
she don't wanna give me my money.
That's it.
Get ready to
Y'all's little $27 check, so anyway. Yeah, I won't have to, it costs more to print it on
I was
paper.
going, yeah, no
But
doubt.
then with the direct deposit, it's so
It
expensive.
charges, I know.
What?
That's why I
The
had set it
fee.
Give my
up.
kid.
Yes,
I
sir.
thought about it with my employees, but it ain't
Yeah.
worth it.
And, if the chief is three,
So how y'all, I mean, y'all,
unfinished business. Where we at right now?
do y'all wanna put the money into that old tanker? Or do y'all rather just get something that's gonna last us for about 30, 40 years?
What's the
My
use?
old truck ain't gonna make it,
Chief, we've been working on that truck for how long, Ms. Lisa? It has been about 4, 6
well, let me see now.
And every time we think we got a fix on it,
What
we
year-
get it started. it's
What
like
year model is this truck again?
76, I think.
How old is that?
truck's in good shape.
And look, every time
It is in good shape.
Every time
It
they
don't
get
run
it,
too good.
It just don't run.
and the last time they killed, they cannot get it started.
So what do we do?
They had to determine what's wrong with it?
I had Mr. William from Blue Rose come look at it, Richard McKinney came look at it, and
Yeah.
their dads.
I'm trying to think of his name.
Hanson.
Yeah, Mr. Hanson, yeah.
So everybody's saying it's gonna have to rebuild everything. Basically, the way I heard, everything under the hood from scratch.
We gotta have a complete all,
Yeah,
Which
and
is gonna be about how much?
they
30 to
said
50.
$6,000-7,000.
Yeah, I
Oh,
would say
okay.
10, I would say 10 was my number to throw at it.
I thought
Then
that's what
they telling me that okay, it was we'll build it to get you through this fire rate.
Yeah.
You know, so what we gonna do about the next fire rate? You know.
Let's see what you come up with, see what comes.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
See what
what's
kind of price you come up with
what's the
another
used tanker cost and how much can you sell a tanker with no motor for?
Well, I was actually looking at some things. So they got.
Can those be repurposed for septic tank type businesses?
Absolutely, they won't
I
put
would
money.
think.
Because I know somebody in St. Francisville, he has a company called Star Hill Environmental. They're expanding. They do septic tanks. You might be interested.
You gotta bid it out. Leave.
Okay,
I mean, that's, he can.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I'll tell him to
You
come
know.
contact y'all. And yeah,
Yeah.
he's an awesome guy. Mike Lancaster's there. They'd be looking for it.
I mean, hey.
If they do it.
Think about, you
If they
know.
do- yeah.
Find a motor, drop a motor in it, like, there ain't nothing wrong with the truck, I mean, the truck's in good shape.
His favorite truck he has now is an 80s model, and it's been rebuilt. But I mean, you know, you can see he'll buy used vehicles.
Right.
He'll buy a bunch
It
of them.
ain't used much.
'Cause they'll-
How many miles I think I don't know? 10,000?
You don't have any.
See, there you go. And see, what he does is he needs those shorter trucks because he goes to Lake Rosemount where all them hills are and all that. And, oh, that's a beast down there.
Yeah.
Take one of them hoses down. I've done it with him to help him out. Take a hose down them hills and see if they don't get you.
No, yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
Think about.
Yep. Look into like River Parish Portables. Y'all can sell to people like that. Bid it out to them.
And see, they usually look at the banner.
They had one on Hospital Road for sale.
I saw that.
You
Yep,
saw that
right by
one?
Marty's shop. Yeah.
Yeah, they sure did.
Yep.
So I'll contact them tomorrow.
Oh,
and get
no,
some
yeah,
information.
the crack-
Old pump truck, yeah.
I did see that.
But see, that was one of the main reasons I didn't want to buy that new truck outright.
Yeah.
Because we wasn't sure what direction
Yeah.
this tank was going to go in. And, but I was telling, like I was telling,
direction.
I was telling Mark that this they call them Green Mountain Fire Apparatus in Alabama. We brought 2 trucks from them. So what they do is you got your smaller departments that buy these trucks and try to finance them, and then they can't finance them. So they will repo a fire truck. So they sell the repo fire trucks and used trucks for the banks that finance the trucks.
Yeah.
And they sell them for the amount the department owed on them.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So like this 2018 pumper tanker. This is what, about $400,000 truck?
So that tank over, we got.
Brand new, $400,000 truck, brand new. It's a 2018. The department owed $249,000 on it. That's what they can sell it for.
Price. Yeah.
Still a lot of money.
It's still
It is, but yeah.
Gotta
Having
have
much
it.
as a new one.
the only bad thing when you get to like your $40,000 used tankers, you're gonna get stuff like the water bug.
Yeah.
And I'll be comfortable buying something like this because I know we're gonna have it for 50-something years.
Right.
Like this thing got 1,500 miles on it.
Oh, which that's brand, that's a 21.
21.
Boy, they didn't make many payments then.
But I think they've dropped a bit. It is, look, this is your departments that, you got your private departments that buy these trucks
Right.
from, that's way up the United States, and they got fire departments that go out of business.
Right.
Well, you still own this fire truck,
Yeah.
the bank paid for that truck, so they gotta try to make their money back.
No miles on that truck.
I think this one was like $260,000, but this is a $500,000 truck. So $260,000 for a truck that gonna last you 50, 60 years. But it ain't gonna get many miles out here either.
Mm-hmm.
But we have been rolling our trucks.
They have been moving.
It's just you gotta just shop around. When did y'all buy that water bug?
It's the second tanker we bought.
Remember what year y'all got the water bug?
I don't remember, because that's the second tank we bought.
Yeah, I think that's what I know. It ain't been what, it been about 10 years, less than 10 years.
The other we had that old Mac.
Yeah.
And we got rid of that old Mac.
Mac, yeah.
So the point I'm trying to make is I don't,
The Mac was still.
I don't want to buy something and we go find a tanker for $40,000, $50,000 used tanker that's converted. The worst thing you can do is buy something that's converted into a fire truck. That's what the water bug was going to use. To do this job, what we need these fire trucks to do, they need to be fire trucks. When you buy something that's converted into a fire truck, that's just to get by on the fire rating, to say you have something. The reason why I was looking at this is because I think about the future, and I think about like multi-use. I don't want, if we buy something, I don't want it to just sit there. So you can utilize this truck, or the other one, as a pumper, tanker, or a service truck. Which we got the water bug, you only can use it as a tanker. No compartments, no, you can throw, so this is a 2021, what's the oldest truck we got? 2013, 2014? In about 10 years, you're gonna have to move that 2006 from first out. Well, guess what? You got a 2021, you're not gonna have to buy a new truck. You can just put this one as a first time pumper now. And then you're good for another 15 years without having to purchase a new truck. So I think about not, I don't think about just putting something in this place, but I think about the future.
Right.
You know,
What you gonna need.
what you're gonna need. So we can use this, put this as a first time pumper when, because that 2006, this time is coming up for being moved out for first out. And we don't run it, we run about 2-3 structure fires a year. But, you know, PIL, they tell you what you gotta do. So instead of, if you have this 21, and you utilizing it as a tanker right now, you're not gonna use it as much, you're not gonna get miles on it. So therefore, when you say, okay, we need to swap this from a tanker, and we can use the older truck as a tanker in this place, and swap this to a first out pumper tanker, now you got 15 more years before you have to buy a new truck.
Remember the old thing where I'm sure your parents might have said you got to spend a little money sometimes to make money. Okay, let's look at what the sheriff's representative just said. So during census times, we had a surge, right? Which gave us a bigger number, which we're gonna have to pay that a little bit, right? Well, if we get a new truck, and those, I'm sure with the old truck, right? Yeah, we're a little bit slower sometimes. You had to deal with problems. It doesn't bring in greater revenue by being able to go problem to problem to problem. With a better truck, you're building a better census, backing for money so you can pay that bill needed to keep all this rolling. So that's a good point too.
Yeah.
Get some information on it, get back to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of unfinished and new business too.
Yeah. Did you have anything else, Mark? I'm trying to remember.
That's all I got. That's all y'all want. That's all you got?
That's all I got.
I guess I'll make a motion then.
To adjourn? Mark,
I gotta be on my way to Denham
need a
Springs.
I
second?
guess you have a
I guess I'll second it.
Okay, Mark and Caleb second.
That's gonna be some boring minutes next month.
What? Did he said it all today?